Have you ever felt a chill run down your spine while hanging Christmas lights? A sense that something ancient and mysterious lingers beneath the surface of our modern celebrations. The twinkling lights, the evergreen trees, the exchange of gifts. These Christmas traditions echo from a distant past, whispering tales of an ancient Roman festival known as Saturnalia. Join us if you dare as we delve into the shadows of history, uncovering the hidden truths behind this December revelry. Our journey will take us back in time to the heart of the Roman Empire, where we'll uncover the true origins of our modern Christmas traditions. Prepare yourself for a chilling exploration of Saturnalia, a festival shrouded in mystery and steeped in ancient rituals. Saturnalia, a celebration drenched in symbolism and steeped in ancient Roman tradition, offers a glimpse into a world where gods and mortals mingled amidst a backdrop of unrestrained revelry. This festival, held in honour of Saturn, the Roman god of agriculture and time, unfolded each December, casting a long shadow that stretches across millennia, influencing the very fabric of our modern Christmas celebrations. But what secrets lie hidden beneath the surface of this ancient festival? What echoes of Saturnalia resonate within our modern Christmas traditions? Let's take a look. Imagine a time when the days grew shorter and the nights longer, plunging the world into darkness. For the ancient Romans, this period of waning sunlight held special significance, marking a time to honour Saturn, the god who ruled over agriculture, time, and the cycle of the seasons. Saturn, often depicted as a bearded, fatherly figure holding a sickle, represented both the bounty of the harvest and the relentless march of time. During Saturnalia, the Romans celebrated Saturn's reign, paying homage to the god who controlled the very forces of nature. Saturnalia, a festival of light and renewal, coincided with the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year. As the sun reached its lowest point in the sky, the Romans illuminated their homes with candles and torches, symbolically driving back the darkness and welcoming the return of the sun's life-giving warmth. This festival of light celebrated the promise of spring's return, a time when the earth would awaken from its winter slumber. The Romans believed that by honouring Saturn during this critical time, they could ensure a bountiful harvest in the coming year. But Saturnalia was more than just a celebration of agriculture and the changing seasons. It was a time for unrestrained revelry, a period when the rigid social norms of Roman society were temporarily suspended. During Saturnalia, slaves were granted temporary freedom, allowed to dine with their masters and even gamble with them. This role reversal, a hallmark of Saturnalia, reflected the ancient belief that during this chaotic time, the world was turned upside down. For a brief, glorious period, the weight of societal expectations lifted, and the Romans embraced the spirit of chaos and merriment. They decorated their homes with greenery, exchanged gifts, and indulged in lavish feasts. Music filled the streets as people danced and sang, celebrating the freedom and abundance that Saturnalia represented. It was a time for excess, a time for joy, and a time for the Romans to reconnect with their primal instincts. Beneath Saturnalia's joyous revelry lurked a darker primal aspect. It hinted at the festival's connection to shadowy natural forces. Romans embraced light and laughter, but acknowledged darkness. Nature's power could both nourish and destroy. Saturnalia reflected the cyclical nature of life, death, and rebirth, celebrating the harvest while acknowledging potential chaos. Masks added mystery and reminded of the thin veil between civilization and nature. They allowed Romans to embrace primal instincts. Saturnalia confronted darker aspects of human nature. Social norms were suspended, unleashing darker behaviour. Acts of excess and debauchery became common. Romans' fascination with death found expression during Saturnalia. Temples featured underground chambers symbolising Saturn's connection to the dead. Offerings ensured fertility, reminding that life and death were intertwined. The afterlife added mystery, hinting at blurred boundaries between worlds. The exchange of gifts, a cherished tradition during both Saturnalia and modern Christmas, holds a deeper, more unsettling significance. The gifts given during Saturnalia, often simple tokens, carried a symbolic weight beyond their material value. These gifts represented an offering to Saturn, ensuring his continued favour. They served as a reminder of the delicate balance between humanity and nature. The tradition of gift-giving during Saturnalia also reflected the Roman fascination with fate and fortune. Gifts were often given by lot, adding excitement and unpredictability. The gifts received were seen as a sign of Saturn's favour or displeasure. The act of giving gifts in secret added mystery and intrigue to Saturnalia. Gifts, often left anonymously, fueled speculation and gossip. This practice hinted at the unseen forces at work during Saturnalia. For many Romans, the pressure to give gifts became a financial burden. This darker side of gift-giving reflects the economic disparities in Roman society. Saturnalia connects ancient festivals to secret societies and esoteric practices. Romans infused Saturnalia with rituals hinting at a world beyond comprehension. It was a time to connect with unseen forces that governed their lives. Janus, the two-faced deity, symbolised beginnings and transitions. His presence suggested Saturnalia was also a time for divination and prophecy. Candles symbolised the illumination of the soul and spiritual enlightenment. Role reversal during Saturnalia allowed exploration of hidden knowledge. Secret societies flourished, their rituals shrouded in secrecy. As Christianity spread, it encountered the pagan tradition of Saturnalia. The Church chose to assimilate rather than eradicate Saturnalia. By aligning the story of Jesus' birth with Saturnalia, the Church transformed a pagan festival into a Christian celebration. This blending allowed Romans to keep familiar traditions while embracing Christianity. Gift-giving and feasting were reinterpreted through a Christian lens. The light of winter became a metaphor for Christ's light. This fusion of traditions continues to intrigue and shape our modern world. Look closely at our modern Christmas traditions and you'll find remnants of Saturnalia woven into the festivities. The evergreen trees we adorn with lights descend from the Roman tradition of decorating homes with holly, ivy and pine during Saturnalia. The Church adopted the evergreen tree, reinterpreting it as a symbol of Christ's everlasting life. The exchange of gifts, central to both Saturnalia and Christmas, reveals another connection. During Saturnalia, Romans exchanged gifts to ensure good fortune, a tradition the Church transformed into an act of Christian charity. The lavish feasts we enjoy during Christmas echo the extravagant banquets of Saturnalia. The Church incorporated this tradition, transforming it into a time for families to gather and share in God's blessings. Even the date of Christmas, December 25th, aligns with the Roman festival of Dies Natalis Solis Invicti, celebrating the return of light. By aligning Christmas with this Roman celebration, the Church merged the birth of Jesus with the symbolic rebirth of the sun. In astrotheology, the winter solstice is when the sun rests on the furthest point south on its journey. There it remains still for 3 days, and on the 4th day it moves 1 degree north, to which it is said a new sun is born, the light of the world. Santa Claus, a symbol of Christmas cheer, might harbour remnants of ancient Roman deities. Beneath Santa's jovial exterior lies a blend of characteristics, possibly including the Roman god Saturn. Santa's association with the winter solstice echoes Saturn's role in these celebrations. Saturn represented the cyclical nature of the seasons and hope for a bountiful harvest. Santa's magical abilities hint at a connection to ancient deities associated with magic. Saturn was believed to possess powers to control time and influence fates. Santa's long white beard, jolly demeanour, and red clothing suggest a link to Saturn. Saturn is often portrayed as a bearded, older man, representing wisdom and authority. Santa's red suit might nod to Saturn's association with the planet Saturn, depicted as reddish in ancient astronomy. Then, as we look at the dark side of things, Santa is also an anagram of Satan. Although Santa Claus is supposed to be a derivative of jolly old Saint Nicholas, the image of Santa Claus is really based on Father Time, shown always with a white beard, scythe, and hourglass. Is there anything satanic about Santa? Think about what does Santa really represents. Santa Claus is an omniscient being who is always watching you. He's making a list and checking it twice. He's going to find out if you're naughty or nice. And what happens if you're naughty? No presents for Christmas. Santa Claus is clearly a tool to get kids to behave, even when you aren't with them. He is the invisible eye in the sky that rewards or punishes your unwitnessed actions. And then, when you also realize in how material Christmas is, how difficult this time of year is for many families, and that Satan has been named as the prince of the material world, it is clear there are comparisons. The spirit of Saturnalia, with its unrestrained revelry, has seeped into modern Christmas celebrations. The rampant consumerism and pressure to create a picture-perfect period reflects Saturnalia's darker side. Advertising campaigns urge us to buy more, tapping into desires for pleasure and gratification. We are bombarded with images of perfect families and decorated homes, creating a sense of inadequacy. This desire for material possessions traps us in a cycle of consumption, leaving us unfulfilled. The pressure to create a perfect Christmas takes a toll on our mental well-being. We strive for a magical experience, incurring financial burdens in the process. This pursuit of perfection leaves us exhausted and disillusioned. The emotional roller coaster of Christmas reflects Saturnalia's transient revelry. The post-Christmas letdown reminds us that the joy of the season is fleeting. As we explore Saturnalia's influence on Christmas, it's easy to feel disheartened by the echoes of excess and consumerism. But all is not lost. By understanding our tradition's origins, we can reclaim the true spirit of Christmas, focus on thoughtful gestures and heartfelt expressions of love rather than extravagant gifts. Choose quality time over material possessions, creating lasting memories. It is the presence that is important, not the material presence. Reject those materialistic excesses of Saturnalia and rediscover the true spirit of generosity. Embrace imperfections and find joy in simple moments of togetherness. Shed the pressure to create a flawless experience and be present in the moment. Use the post-Christmas time for reflection and gratitude. Acknowledge the love and cherished memories, transforming Christmas into a time for introspection and renewal. And what about the symbology of the Christmas tree? The tinsel or ribbon we often use to decorate represents a serpent entwined around a tree and is a recurring motif in ancient mythology. This image speaks to the interconnectedness of life, death, and rebirth. The serpent represents wisdom and transformation, shedding old skin for new life. The tree symbolizes the cosmic connection between the earthly and the divine. Romans decorated homes with evergreen trees during Saturnalia, reflecting their belief in evergreen's life-giving power. The serpent, a guardian of sacred spaces, adds another layer of meaning. The serpent and tree evoke the biblical story of Adam and Eve, representing temptation and the fall from grace. This duality highlights the tension between indulgence and restraint. Understanding this symbolism deepens our appreciation for Saturnalia's influence on Christmas. The Star of Bethlehem, guiding the three wise men to Jesus, holds a prominent place in the Christmas narrative. This celestial beacon symbolizes hope, divine guidance, and the arrival of a Saviour. But what if it represents ancient astronomical knowledge and a connection to Saturnalia's pagan roots? The timing coincides with the winter solstice, a time of rebirth and the promise of spring. Saturn, the Roman god, played a central role in these celebrations, symbolizing the cyclical nature of the seasons. Could the Star of Bethlehem be a veiled reference to Saturn's influence? Saturnalia's transformation into Christmas reveals a profound lesson: the gift of time. Saturn, the Roman god of time, symbolizes the cyclical nature of seasons and time's relentless march. Saturnalia urged Romans to savor the present and appreciate life's fleeting nature. The festival's temporary social inversion highlighted time as the great equalizer. Saturnalia's gift-giving tradition, a precursor to Christmas, symbolized the gift of time. It reminds us to slow down, savor simple pleasures, and appreciate the time we have. As we emerge from the shadows of Saturnalia, having explored its ancient origins, its transformation into Christmas, and its enduring influence on our modern world, we find ourselves at a crossroads. We can seek to reclaim the sacred amidst the secular, rediscovering the true spirit of celebration, gratitude, and connection. Let us gather around our tables, not just to consume food and drink, but to share stories, laughter, and heartfelt conversations. True joy is found not in accumulating things, but in connecting with something larger than ourselves. Have we truly evolved beyond the ancient rituals and beliefs that shaped our ancestors? Or do the echoes of Saturnalia continue to resonate within us? Look around at the twinkling lights, the mountains of gifts, and the deep-seated anxieties that often accompany the Christmas season. The parallels between Saturnalia and Christmas are undeniable. The urge to celebrate during the darkest time of year, the desire to banish the shadows with light and merriment, the compulsion to exchange tokens of affection and appease unseen forces. These primal instincts transcend time and culture. We are more connected to our ancient past than we might care to admit. But this connection is not necessarily a cause for despair. By acknowledging the influence of Saturnalia on our modern celebrations, by understanding the origins of our traditions and the deeper meanings embedded within them, we can begin to reclaim the true spirit of the season. Let us shed the weight of consumerism, the pressure to conform, and the anxieties that keep us tethered to the material world. Let us instead embrace the simple joys of togetherness, generosity, and gratitude, remembering that the most precious gifts are not found beneath a tree, but in the hearts of those we love. As the final echoes of Saturnalia fade, and the glow of Christmas lights dims, let us carry with us the wisdom of the ancients. The understanding that time is fleeting, that life is precious, and that true happiness lies not in material possessions, but in the connections we forge with one another and with the world around us. Let us celebrate this Christmas period with open hearts, mindful of the past, present, and the enduring power of the human spirit to find light in the darkest of times. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video on the Stellify channel. What do you think about the comparisons of Saturnalia and modern Christmas? Do you feel the Church simply merged these Roman celebrations for their own gain? Or do you feel that what has been laid out here in this video has no bearing whatsoever with the Christian story? And what about the comparisons of Santa and Satan? What are your feelings about this? I would love to read your comments below. If you have enjoyed this video, please do take a moment to like, share and subscribe. It means a lot to me and inspires me to make more videos.